Everything's working. Everything's working. Hello, folks. We're streaming. We're going to learn how to do some Power BI today. Power BI. I love Power BI, and I don't get to do as much of it as I'd probably like to. If you got questions, just ask me questions. I'm more than happy to answer them. If you're on a platform where you can't chat, then I think you can do it on YouTube. I'm pretty sure you can do it on both, though. If you're on LinkedIn, you can do it too. Welcome. We are learning Power BI today. It's going to be a fun experience because we're starting from scratch. So if you are like a newbie noob, then you're in the right place because we're going to learn Power BI from the very beginning. And the best way to learn Power BI is by building reports. So we're going to build a report together. That's it. That's all we're going to do. It's simple as that. It's really easy. I'm going to give you a little introduction. What is Power BI for those people that have never even looked at it before? And then I'm going to show you how to download Power BI Desktop. And then I'm going to show you how to build a report. And then we're going to make that report cool because the report's not cool to start with. I think that's all we're going to do today. So it should be fun. There's people in the Lunch and Learn lobby. They got to go to the stream. Hang on a second. We're going to let them know. L+L is streamed today on LinkedIn and YouTube. Let me give you a YouTube link. Where are people tuning in from? Feel free to let me know. You've got 14 people, so some of you can chat. Whoa, there's a thing. Hang on. That's the old stream. Let me give people a thing. Oh my God, I might look at myself live while I'm live. That's weird. Okay, don't do that. That you'll break the internet if you do that kind of thing. Okay, people in the lobby of the LNL. Lunch and Learn. Loving it. All right, folks. All right, we're going to go to my, you know what I like to do? I like to go over to my desktop. No, I'm not going to steal people's stuff. Which desktop, though, I say to myself? That's a good question. Present. Share screen. Entire screen. This screen. And move that over there. This screen. Also share the system's audio. Are we going to do anything that requires audio? I think to myself, no, I'll be right. You should see a gargoyle. Do you see a gargoyle? If you see a gargoyle, we're ready to go. It's a cool gargoyle, isn't it? This is Bing wallpaper. I get a new cool wallpaper every time. And people are always like, hey, man, your wallpaper's awesome. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't even know where it came from. You have to look it up sometimes. Okay, Power BI. How does Power BI work? Well, the first thing you do is you go to www.powerbi.com and you say, I want to learn Power BI. And now this is automatically going to log me in because I have to use like an in private window and try again. www.powerbi.com. It's still trying to log me in. And it might do this, or it might give you the Power BI homepage. And it's saying enter your email because it took me to app.powerbi.com. I want to go to just normal. What's the Power BI homepage these days? powerbi.microsoft.com. Is that it? powerbi.microsoft.com. Hey, this is the page I wanted. The start free sign in buy now page. I never see this page anymore because I always just log straight in. Look at this cool reports you can make. What are the Power BI capabilities? Uncover insights with AI. Like, man, they really throw you in the deep end, don't they? Like, it's not you can build reports. It's you can uncover insights with AI. They just have to talk about AI. They can't help themselves. Hey, man, your wallpaper's awesome. Thanks, Jared. See? People love the wallpaper. Look, I can do this with the comments too. How cool is that? I love this streaming platform. It's awesome. we're here to create a data-driven culture for you all. You become data-informed and all those nice things. So you can go here to Power BI. Now you need some kind of Power BI. Probably need an Office 365 license or a Microsoft 365 license of some kind to be able to sign into the Power BI platform. I'm assuming you already have that if you're doing that. If you're like a student and you're trying to work out how to use Power BI for free, the only thing you really need is Power BI Desktop. I'm not sure. I'm going to see if I can find how do you download Power BI Desktop without logging in. There's got to be a login link for Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop login. No, download link. That's what we need. Download for free. I've never tried to use Power BI for free, but it is a free app. Oh, here we go. We go here. Microsoft.com/enus-power-platform/product/Power BI/downloads. Can I put that in the various chats? Is that going to work? My headphones are blocking like my view. It's kind of weird. Where's StreamYard gone? Here it is. Can I paste that? Hey, that worked. Now, I posted to YouTube, or did I post to both? Okay, I can't post comments to LinkedIn. So if you're watching on LinkedIn, sorry, I can't post a comment to the LinkedIn. So it's on the YouTube comments if you need that. All right, so we're in the downloads. Actually, we'll go to the downloads. That's the link I just shared. And it says we're going to gain a 360-degree view of our data and easily connect, shape, and share insights. That's literally what we're going to do. So this is, anyone can get to here. You don't need a license. We just download desktop. Boom, we hit this button. It opens the Microsoft Store. Oh, that's right. It's in the Microsoft Store, Greg. You should know this. You're an MVP. Opens the Microsoft Store, and then Power BI Desktop will appear. It shall appear. Now, I already own it, so I don't need to download it, but that's what it looks like. You know what I like the best about this is the violin chart. You know why I like the violin chart? Because Daniel Marsh-Patrick invented it, and it's still on the front page. Go, Daniel. Daniel Marsh-Patrick is a New Zealand-based Microsoft Power BI MVP who does Deneb and custom visualizations, and he's kind of awesome. I'm going to turn on my zooming tool. Someone was asking me about my zooming tool the other day. They were like, how do you zoom so coolly? And I think everyone should own this tool. So I'm going to show you. It's called Zoom It. Zoom It. And it's by SysInternals on Microsoft Learn. Here it is. I'll give you this link too. Matt's here. Hey, Matt. There's a link. That's Zoom It. Zoom It is great because Zoom It, you can do this. Zoom it. And you can draw squares and drawing and lines. And there is arrows as well, but I don't know how to do them. I really should look it up. Oh, circles. If you hold tab, it's a circle. Control Shift. Oh, I can never remember how to do an arrow. Anyway, that's Zoom It. Zoom It is very useful. And it's just like free Microsoft tool. Just download it. And then you can do cool presentations, just like your mate Greg. All right, we're back. We're at the Microsoft Store. We're learning Power BI. So you download it and then you open it. Simple as that, right? You don't need anything. You just open Power BI. Get it from the Microsoft Store. And you don't need to be able to log in to do it, but obviously you can get much better stuff if you log in. So we'll log in eventually, and I'll show you what that platform looks like. But right now, all we need is Power BI Desktop because we're just going to start building stuff. That's what the whole point is. Power BI, the only way to learn is to build stuff. You can try and like do a DAX course or whatever, but it's just so hard, right? Just build stuff is the way to go. Right, how are we going to do this? Because we've got like all of this stuff comes up. What's going to happen? There's all this stuff. I'm going to say learn with sample data. Learn with sample data. There was a button at the top there. Simple as that. And then look, there's a tutorial and then there's sample data. Now, I'm going to take you through this tutorial because this is literally the first thing that you probably are going to look at when you do Power BI. And then I'm going to tell you why the tutorial's wrong. It's not wrong, but I said that this was about learning, but you learn Power BI by building awesome reports, not building lame reports. So we got to build awesome reports. So let's try and build an awesome report. So we're going to learn with the sample data. So the first thing we want to do is launch the tutorial. This tutorial will just get you places, you know. It'll just get you it gets you started. It gets you started. I'll put the tutorial in the comments too, so you've got it there. All right. Tutorial looks like this. This is the report we're going to build today. It's apparently only going to take us 20 minutes. 20 minutes. That's nice. Look at this nice report. Executive summary financial report. And I've got some things here, some clicky boxes. And I've got another set of clicky boxes. And I've got a profit by month and year. And I've got a profit by country. And I've got a sales by product segment. Okay, that's what we're going to build. We're going to build a beautiful report, apparently. Beautiful report. Not just any report, a beautiful report. This, I want to point out to you. Your manager wants to see a report on your latest sales figures. They requested an executive summary of which month and year had the most profit. Where is the company seeing the most success by country and region? Which product and segment should the company continue to invest in? This is kind of, it's a little bit contrived, but it is kind of this is how people talk to you when they're asking you to build reports. Sometimes they come to you with, I want to see sales by product and segment. Sometimes they say that. What they really say, though, is they ask you business questions. They ask you business questions like this. So this is cool. We need this. This is important. This is actually the most important thing. I'm going to put this in Notepad for now because Notepad's awesome. Why not? 3 questions. Which month and year had the most profit? Where is the company seeing the most success? Which product and segment should the company continue to invest in? We're going to talk about these questions quite a lot, but we're going to put them aside for now because we don't need them. Okay. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to download sample data 2 different ways. Awesome. Prepare our data with a few transformations, build a report, and publish our report to the server so our friends can see it. So our friends can see our report. That's what we're doing. All right. So we're going to load the sample data. So I'm going to follow the tutorial. I'm not going to have the tutorial on the screen though, because why do you want to look at a big bunch of text? You want to look at like Power BI. So I'm going to follow the tutorial exactly as it is here in the thing. And then we're going to go from there. Okay, so I launched the tutorial and then it tells me that I should just close this and then click this button, the Use Sample Data button. What this does in the background is there you go. It opens this anyway. And then we click Load Sample Data. Okay, so we're clicking here. Load Sample Data. How good a report do you reckon I can make out of the sample data in Power BI? What really happens here is it goes off to the Microsoft Cloud and it downloads a spreadsheet. It's called Financial Sample.xlsx. And it's got 2 things in it. These things, we'll talk in a bit more detail about what this means, but this is an Excel sheet, right? This is an Excel spreadsheet, right? And it says 1 that's called financials and 2 that's called sheet 1. Okay, so what this does, I can tell from experience, is that this is the name of the sheet, and then there's a table inside the sheet called financials. If you don't use tables in Excel, then immediately go and Google Excel tables, Control T, select all your data and hit Control T, and your whole life will change. Your whole life will change if you use Excel tables. I guarantee it. If you use Excel a lot and you don't use tables, I guarantee it. We've got some data here. Financials. This is very financial data. This is very nicely organized data, which is very nice for us. Segment, country, product, discount band. I'll zoom in a bit so you can see segment, country, product, discount band, unit sold. And then over this side, manufacturing price, sale price, gross sales, discounts. We've got more stuff. Sales. So there's gross sales, discounts, sales. That's interesting. So this is sales after discounts, I guess. Then that says COGS, which is costs of goods sold, for those of you that don't know what COGS means. Profit. Oh, I want to do a line. Yep. Okay. So I really got to. I'm going to look up an arrow in one sec. Date, month number, month name, year. It's a big flat table. It's a big flat table of data. That's all we have. That's it. So we have data. It lives in a spreadsheet, and we brought it into Power BI by clicking a button. It's really simple. This immediately. Now, here's the first rule of Power BI. I'm going to start making my rules of Power BI. We're going to make like a website, and I'll just put everything I know about Power BI into the website, and then you can just refer to it whenever you want. And I'll give you downloads to every single PBIX we make. So it'll probably be like on GitHub, because then you can just like sync it all off the repository. What do you reckon? Good idea? Let me know if you got questions. Questions can be answered. This is a interactive thing. If you say hello, I'll put your face up on the screen. It's very cool. It's cool streaming technology we have at our disposals here. All right, we have a financial spreadsheet, super flat, super organized. There's no problem. Now, first rule of Power BI is never click this button. First rules. Okay, I'm going to make I'm going to make a spreadsheet. Should we make a spreadsheet and we'll call it rules of Power BI? And then I'll transfer that to something else. Okay. Tough audience. Ross says hello. Hi, Ross. There's Ross. Look at that. See, I can see. Gurav says good idea. Jared says tough audience. Come on, guys. Come on, see, I can put your face up on the screen. It's good times. All right. I won't put your face up for too long, though. I know it's embarrassing. Especially if you've got your dodgy photo up, if you've got your dodgy photo. All right. Here's our Excel spreadsheet, and this spreadsheet's going to be called Greg's rules of Power BI, because they're not the rules, because I'm not the arbiter of all rules. Greg's rules of Power BI. Let's make it like really big. Oh, come on. Greg's rules of Power BI. And then let's make a table, because I just told you to. We'll have rule number, and then we'll have rule, and then we'll have date. And then, no, I'm kidding. I'm not going to make a data set out of it. Maybe I will, but yeah. Okay, rule number 1 is never click the load button in Power Query. Never click the load button in Power Query. Zoom in on the rules. Never click the load button. I don't know if I've ever clicked it. I don't know if I've ever clicked it. I'm not sure that it's green, so they make you want to click it. And it used to be yellow. It was even more tempting, but I don't think I've ever clicked it. You click the transform data button. Maybe it should be never click the green button, because there's another one that's called combine and transform, and you never click that either. So I'm going to change my rule. Never click the green button on the load navigator screen. Okay. Never click the green load button. Load button. Never click the green load button. You never need to. All right, we're going to click the transform button. This is going to take longer than 20 minutes if I give you every minutiae deal thing going on. All right, so what happens is this is called Power Query. You can see at the top here, it says Power Query Editor. Power Query will go and get the data out of the spreadsheet or data source, whatever it is. Doesn't matter what it is. And then it will load the first 1,000 rows. It'll load the first 1,000 rows. Okay? It doesn't load all of your data. It just loads the first 1,000 rows. And the purpose of this is so that we can mess with the data. We're going to mess with it. We're going to transform it. Someone says, Power BI rule number 2 is there's no cancel button. You have to wait. Actually, is that right? Was there no cancel button? Maybe you're right. Ross, I'm famous. Yeah, I'll make you even more famous. There you go. Hey, Ross. Good work. All right. Okay. Okay, so we've got a table of data. Power Query's loaded it in. So this is the second rule of Power BI is the real second rule of Power BI is that Power Query is in a separate window. I have taught many people Power BI. And I can tell you that I've done dashboard in a day. I don't know how many times. Dashboard in a day is Microsoft standard Power BI training, right? It's great. It's great. It's a little weird, but it's great. And every single time someone gets lost between Power Query and the Power BI screen. Power Query is in a separate window. Look for the close and load button. Look, oh, it's close and apply, not close and load. Close and apply. And it still happens to me to this day, is that I sit there and I go, is this Power BI or am I looking at Power BI or am I looking at Power Query? Because they're two complete, like there are two applications here. There's two different, there's this and there's a table view, right? And this table view looks really similar to Power Query. And they've got a different ribbon. So you have to look for the close and apply button to know where you are. Now, also I noticed that this has got a dark bar at the top, and this has got a light bar at the top. Maybe they've tried to do that to make it a bit of differentiation. Anyway, there you go. So we're in Power Query. This is the place where we mess with our data. This is where we're going to mess with our data. We need to do some data type transformations is basically what's happening. Okay, so the top, it tells us to select a unit sold and to change this to a whole number. The top data cleaning steps do the most is changing data types. So what do you mean replace current? Because we've got to change type here. So over here on the right, let's just do some navigation. Over here on the right, there's this thing that says applied steps. Right, that's important in Power Query. Up the top here, there is a ribbon. And the ribbon has a bunch of stuff we can do to different things. And then you need to pay attention at the top specifically to these two columns. One of them's transform and one of them's add column. And they have similar stuff on them. But you spend most of your time in these three areas: home or transform or add column. I'll try to remember to tell you which one I'm on. And then you can click here and that will select the column, right? You can click to select a column. You can click on the little ABC 1, 2, 3, this little guy here. That will change the data type of that column. And then you can go to these choices. You can change something to a decimal number. Oh, sorry, I keep zooming and then it's not working. Can I not? I can't zoom and show that menu for some reason. Okay, so I won't. You've got decimal number, fixed decimal number, whole number. We're changing what type of data lives in this column. That's what we do if we click here. And if we click here, we change it. And if we click here, we change it. So they're saying we want to click here and change this to a whole number. That's what they're saying in the tutorial. Why would we do that? I say to myself. And where has my tutorial gone? I also say to myself. I've already opened too many windows. Did I? I think I clicked off the tutorial. Okay, I'm back. All right. Why are we changing units sold to a whole number? I say to myself, why indeed? It doesn't make sense to have a 0.2 or 0.5 of a unit sold. That's why. So they've got these numbers, and they're saying it's a decimal, but you can't have half a unit sold in this context, apparently. So according to us, we think this is a whole number. So we changed the whole number. And it says, the selected column has an existing type conversion. Would you like to replace the existing conversion or prefer the blah, 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 blah? What this means is it's already got a change type step over here. See, I told you these steps are important. That already exists. And it's like, hang on, I've already automatically detected all of the different types for this data set. Do you want to replace what I said? And we say, yes, we want it. This is where we do click the green button. We want to replace in this particular case. So we replace. All right, we're going to take the segment column now. So we click here. Oh, there's a third button you can click on the top of the column. It's this one, which is like Excel. You can do filters, right? You can filter the column. Now, be very, very careful with this. Don't just click filters like this, because even if you go, oh, what does this data look like? You want to explore the data. I know what it's like. You want to explore. I want to explore too. But if you do this, it adds a step on the right. It adds a step. It says, hey, you're filtering the rows. And then you can break your query doing that. So you got to know what you're doing. Don't just click stuff around. So I'm not just going to clear this filter. See, now I've cleared the filter, but the filter rows is still here. So I have to delete it. So to delete something, you got to click the X. You got to click the X here. All right, so there's clicking the X. There's lots of subtle things you can do in Power BI. You can click in different places and different things happen, see? Okay. We filtered. We have to go to segment, apparently, and we're going to make everything uppercase. Why? Why? Because that's the rules that we decided to do. So we're going to do our first data transformation. We've changed our data types. They look correct. We're now going to transform our data. So I wonder if I'm going to do this the right way first, or no, I'm going to follow the tutorial and then I'm going to talk to you about how I would do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here to transform. And then I'm going to go to oh, what happened there? Did I unpin my thing? That's weird. I'm going to go to format. I'm going to say uppercase, like that. That one. Transform, format, uppercase. That makes it all uppercase. That's nice. Apparently that's what I'm supposed to do. We're going to shorten the column name from the month name to just the month. That's over here. Hang on. My what have I done? Where is my pin? There we go. Okay, we're back. All right. We're going to shorten our column name from month name to just month. Double click the month name column. So we go over to the month name column and double click, and it lets us rename. Did I know that? Did I know I could double click to rename? I think I knew that. Can you hit F2? That's my way of doing it. Yeah, you click and hit F2. That will also do it, because F2 is the universal rename button. There's a tip. If you don't know computers, if you hit F2, you can rename. All right, we're renaming month name. Double click and then month, and then spell it right and get the capitalization right. And then in the product column, we're going to select the drop down and clear the box next to Montana, because we don't care about Montana for some reason. We don't care about Montana. So this is going to filter out Montana. So we click the drop down and we deselect Montana. Okay. And then it says here, look at this at the top, table.select rows, each product not equal to Montana. What does that mean? I don't know. We'll figure it out later. You see that each transformation has been added to the query settings in the applied steps. That's over here on the right. Oh, I'm zooming in the wrong spot. Okay, over here, you'll see these are being added. First, we connected to something, then we navigated to the table, then we did those change types, which is where we made that a whole number. Then we uppercase the text. Then we renamed a column. Then we filtered a row. And so what they're teaching you is that Power Query is an iterative script language that applies step by step. All right. Love Power Query. It's my favorite thing. Why does their transformations look so much better than mine? Am I using the old view? I think I've turned off all my preview features. So it hopefully looks similar to what you've got if you've just downloaded Power BI. Okay, back on the Home tab, select Close and Apply. Our data is almost ready to build a report. Our data is ready. We cleaned it up. We did it. That was the easiest data transformation I've ever done in my whole career. All I had to do was like uppercase that and filter out one thing and change that data type. How cool is that? All right, so then you hit Close and Apply. That's at the top left here. There we go. So we did some data transformation, but obviously it was very simple. And it's going to go away, and now it loads all the data. This is where it loads all the data. So it says load, I'm loading, load all the data. Okay, so the first 1,000 rows at the beginning, and then all the data now. So now we've got all of our data sitting in a table, ready to go. See how this looks similar to the previous thing? That's because I'm on this view over here. Let's do some navigation of the UI here in Power BI. You've got, this is called the report view, I think. The report canvas. This is table view. This is model view or relationship view, one of the two. And this is DAX query view. And all of them are awesome in their own way. So this is where we see our report. This is our canvas to drop, select or drag fields to make a report. This is where the report gets made. This is essentially, this is like Excel. This is where we can go in and go, hey, what does this look like? I want to just see the VTT data. Now I can do that and it's not going to break anything. If I do that in the other one, if I do that in Power Query, it'll create a filter on that, and then I won't be able to see it in my other data when it gets loaded. If I do it here, nothing happens. This has no impact on the data itself. All this is a way for you to explore your data and see what it looks like. So you can see Montana doesn't exist here anymore. That's because we filtered them out because we don't care. We didn't care about Montana. Over here on the right is a list of, this is our table, and then this is a list of all the columns that live in our table. So that's these columns up here. So there they are at the back here. We've got sales, COGS, profit, date, month, number, year. So there's month, month number, year, COGS, sales is here. Now it is a common complaint that this list here is it in alphabetical order? No, it's not. It's not in alphabetical order, and neither is this. But this across this way doesn't match this down this way. It doesn't start with so segments here, but it's the first column. Why? 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 It's not alphabetical. It's just, is this alphabetical? No, it's because sales. It's almost alphabetical. Is there a space in front of sales? COGS, so that goes C, D, G, M, P, S, U, Y. That's alphabetical from there down, but sales isn't. That's got to have a space in front of it. It does. Can you believe it? Look at that. Okay, so this is, now I'm back to my original point. This is alphabetical. This is in the order in which you told it in Power Query. So I don't know why I hate it, but I hate it. It should be the same. Shouldn't it be the same? Fractional units sold might be here's someone is observing why it might be. You might have a fractional unit sold. Fractional unit sold might be a product that has a per hour rate, like 1 unit equals $1 dummy product. Yeah, I agree with you. I think there could be fractional units sold, but we're trusting the tutorial. We're trusting the tutorial. Cool. So we've got data. We've loaded it in. Obviously, it wasn't very complicated. We can't have a complicated. We're already 35 minutes in, and we haven't. It was supposed to be a 20-minute tutorial, so like it's not going to take long. It's not going to take long to complete the tutorial. All right. So over here, it's saying on the right hand side, can you see the sigma symbol next to all of these numbers? The sigma symbol here. Look at all these sigmas. This means they're a numeric column, which means we can put them in as values in our things. It will count them up or do whatever. It'll also indicate a date with a calendar symbol, but it didn't because it's not cool. Mine didn't, but yours might. So that's what it really should do. It should show you a calendar symbol next to your date. And it might have a hierarchy. Oh, I might have auto date time turned off. Maybe I should turn it on. Let me just do some options and settings. Hang on. Data load. Auto date time was turned off. Allow me to turn it back on. And there's the little calendar symbol next to my date. Just like that. Magic. Like magic. I fixed it. Okay. Extra credit. I can get extra credit. Write 2 expressions in DAX. Well, we're going to get the extra credit. We're going to get extra credit. We're going to get extra credit today. All right. So I'm going to create a new measure. Okay. There's a few different ways to create a new measure. I'm going to the Home tab. You can click this button here, and it's called New Measure. The other way, the way that everyone does it, is you right-click on your table here, and you say New Measure, like that. Yeah, you can do it however you like. They're the 2 main ways. All right, we're going to write a measure. This is the measure writing tool. This is why it's extra credit, because you've got to write some code. But I believe in you guys. I believe in you guys. You're going to figure it out. It's going to be total units sold equals the sum of the financials units sold. Hey, we're just talking about partial units sold. Well, look at that. Total units sold equals the sum of the financials units sold column. This means get me the sum of the units sold column. It's literally all we're doing. Now, over the right-hand side, it created this little calculator guy. That is called a measure. We love measures. Measures are our friends. Measures are our friends. I've got to write 2 expressions, though, in DAX. I'll create a new table. Really? A calendar date table. Okay, this is proper credit. All right. So we're going to do the other extra credit, which is to create a new calculated table. It's the other thing you can do in DAX. DAX is Data Analytics Expression Language, DAX, like that. That is the name of this language here. It's similar to in Excel when you write formulas, sum of A plus B and all that kind of stuff. Similar, not the same though. Don't get confused. Definitely not the same. Definitely not the same. All right, we're going to create a new table. So that means we have to go to the Home tab again at the top. We need to click this one, which says New Table. I think there's only one way to create a new table. It's here. It's going to say, hey, what are you going to do with DAX? So now we've got to write a formula to create a new table. And the formula is going to be a calendar table. We're going to actually dynamically generate a calendar table. And calendar tables are super important. We can talk about why they're important later. And it's going to be the calendar. Give me a calendar with dates from everywhere from 2013, the 1st of the 1st, 2013. It's giving me little hints at the top there on how to write my code. Date 2014, 2014, comma, and it'll be like 1231, I assume. Yep, 1231. What this piece of code does is it says generate a table. So I'm asking you to generate a table. Generate a table that is a list of dates between the 1st of the 1st, 2013 and the 31st of December, 2014. That's all it's going to do. A single column table that has all those dates. And there it is. And it's got date, and then it starts on the 1st of the 1st, 2013. And if I sort this descending, it finishes on the 31st of the 12th, 2014. Look at that. by magic. So you can create tables using code in Power BI. How fun is that? And look what's happened. There's a second thing over here on the right called calendar. And it's a little table with a calculator on it. That's what that is. So we created what's called a calculator table. If I go to my model view, I can now see two tables here in my model view. So here's my one table and here's another table. I can join them together like this by dragging and dropping. This is called creating a relationship. Now we're getting advanced. I'm going to delete that relationship because I think I did it too fast. I wonder if that's what they want us to do. I'm not going to do it if it's not in this tutorial. So I reckon it will though. So it shows us, oh, yeah, it does want us to create the relationship. So it says, so you go here, you click on the model view if you want to see this view. And then to create the relationship, you pick it up and you can drag it onto different, see it's like highlighting. You drag it onto the date. You have to match it date to date. If you drop it in the wrong spot, it'll break the relationship. It won't work. So make sure it's on the right thing. And then you let go of the mouse. And then it says, hey, you want to create a new relationship? And you check that all this is right. You say, okay, I want to go from the calendar with the date column, and I want to match it to the financial table to its date column. That is correct. Cardinality, one to many, and cross-filter direction single, we can talk about later. Let's talk about cardinality right now. This is a unique list of dates. This is like one row equals one day, okay? And then over this side, you've got sales or financials, as it's called at the moment. And you can have many sales on a single day because you sell lots of stuff over the course of the day, right? So this becomes a one-to-many relationship. So the ones and then the star means many. Okay, so we create a one-to-many relationship following this relationship. And then this filtering direction, which is this little Duvalaki here, we can talk about a bit later. But essentially, if I select a day here in the calendar, there's going to be a filter that goes down here, and it's going to apply that filter to the financial table. And now we're going to have awesome fun with that as in our Power BI careers. All right. So we've transformed and loaded our data. It's time to create our report. It's like literally that's it. That's all we've done. We've created a relationship though, which is more than I expected us to do in this tutorial, I will admit. We're gonna build this one visual at a time, apparently. First, we're going to add the title. So on the home, we're going to say new text box. There it is at the top. Boom. I'm going to make the text box like really wide, I guess. We're going to call this executive report financial summary. No, I want to remove the files that I accidentally created. Executive report financial. Oh, no, executive summary finance report. That's what I'm supposed to call it. Okay, executive summary dash finance report. And then we want to select all the text. And we want to change the font size to 20, which makes it nice and big. And we want to bold it because it's a title. And we want it to be annoying and distract us from the real data, because that's the point of this. Okay. And we want to resize it so it all fits on one line. So don't have it like this. You got to make it like, there we go. Okay. Was that it? That's literally it. That's our report. That's our report title. We did it. Visual 2, profit by date. Okay, profit by date is a line chart. It looks like this. We want to make a line chart. So over here on the right side, when you're in the canvas view, you have these different panes that pop out. And this one has all the visualizations on it. And so what we want to do is we want to create a line chart. That's that one right there. Little line chart. So you click on the little line chart, it'll add it to the report. Now, if you've got this selected and you click on a line chart somehow, which you can't, it'll try and turn that into a line chart. So you have to have nothing selected. You click in white space. So if you click in white space, you select nothing. Then if you click over here, it creates a new thing on your canvas. So see, it created a new one. Now, if I select this and I click, it'll change the one I've got. Just pay attention to that because, yeah, you can accidentally change your charts if you've got things selected. All right, so we've got a line chart happening. We are going to add some information into a line chart. The information is going to be our date. So over here on the right-hand side, we're now going to select the date from here. So we're going to select this date. You're just going to literally tick it. So you can tick the box. We just ticked the box. That's all we did. Okay. And it added it to the x-axis here. Okay. That's what's happened. And then we're going to tick the box on profit right here. We just tick this box. Tick. And look at that. Sweet. Sweet line chart. Hey, that didn't make it a line chart. They made it one of these. Okay. Let's do that then. Oh, very fancy. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove quarter from here. We remove quarter from here. To do that, we click the little X next to it. Hopefully that's obvious. Click the get rid of the quarter. Get rid of the day as well. We don't need day. We're only going to have year and month. And then I assume they're going to get us to drill down somehow. They don't tell you this in the tutorial, so it'd be easy to get confused. But you have to hit one of these buttons. You have to hit this one. Expand all down one in the hierarchy. And then that will happen. And then we're seeing all of our sum of profit by year and month across the day as a column chart. And I think what they're doing here is they made you make this, and then they make you change it to a line chart. So now you select it and you change a line chart. And then you get this. And that's what it's supposed to look like, apparently. All right, beautiful. Next, visualization. I can easily see that December 2014 has the most profit because it's the highest, I guess. Yeah, okay. Wait, is there any questions? I haven't got StreamYard open. Let me look. No questions. All right. This is better when I've got 3 screens. I need 3 screens to stream, it turns out. 3 screens is the way to do it. Okay. Actually, I can just do this, and then I can see what's happening. I'm just arranging things on my end. Sorry if you can see the stream popping there, but don't worry, it's all good. Okay. We are making a slicer. Really? No. Profit by country and region. From the data pane, grab the country, which is this one, drag it into a field on the blank area. Oh, look at that. It automatically created a map because it's called country. Isn't that weird? Drag profit field to the map. You really just drag it onto the map. Oh, that worked. Nice. So you can create visuals that way as well, right? You can just drag stuff onto the canvas and it like works. That's nice. Power BI creates a map with visual bubbles representing the relative profit of each country. Europe is performing better than others. Can I tell that from here? They all look the same to me. 3312. Look at how many decimal places profit's got. It's nuts. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. Visual 4, sales by product and segment. Sales by product and segment. So how are we going to do that? We're going to create a bar chart to determine which companies and segments to invest in. Drag the 2 charts you've created side by side to the top half. Select the blank area in the bottom half if you can. Select a blank area. Okay, selected. In the data pane, select sales, product, and segment fields. Really? Sales, product, segment. It did just automatically create a chart for me. Look at that. It's nice, isn't it? Put that there. Beautiful. Right, now I can see my sales by product and segment. Got a lovely thing happening. Why didn't it? Man, they skip over a lot of stuff in this tutorial, I got to say. Where's my blue bar at the top? When did that happen? Do they just not talk about it? They don't. Interesting. So you make a beautiful report, but then the tutorial doesn't actually show you how to do things like add a shape, which I think is all they've done. They've just put it like that, and then they've sent it to the back. And then they probably like done special effects, like remove the background, and then they might have made even this a different color, like white. Like, because theirs looks like that, right? And I just did like 20 clicks to make that happen. But yeah, interesting. All right. We're going to create what's a year slicer now. I'm going to create a year slicer. I guess we create a slicer, which is by adding a new blank visual to this thing. And then we need slicer, which is this one here. Yoink, that's a slicer. This little box with a filter on it. And we're going to tick year for that slicer. And then we get this kind of thing, which allows us to like select the year in a weird way. They want date though, not year. We want to show the date, not the year. So we'll put the date in there. And then now we can select individual days. Oh, how cool is that, man? That's awesome. All right, so that's our little date slicer. Date slicer using DAX table. Yeah, that's what I did. I used the DAX table. Oh. So what they want us to do is select only year and month. And then get rid of date. And then have this kind of thing. Show me January, show me February. But it doesn't work. Well, it does work. It's got to have data, I guess. Show me 2014. Show me 2013. Oh, yeah, okay. So there's no data in the early start parts of 2013. I don't like, do I like that? I don't know if I like that. But there you go. That's what they said to do, so that's what we're doing. We'll use this slicer in the finished report. Okay. Format the report for extra credit. Okay, let's format it. So we click the top here, we click the format button, and that's not the right one. We got to go, where do we go? View. Go to view, go to view, go to view. Click on view, and then you get these themes. You know, you will have seen these in Office. All you have to do is like select your favorite theme. What about grays and stuff? Accessible neutrals. Here's Power BI rule number 3. Use neutrals in your charts. Don't get fancy. Neutrals. Did I spell neutrals right? Or did I spell it the wrong way? How does neutrals, is it any, I feel like it's NEU. And I hit the insert. Neutrals, that's better. Use neutrals. Don't get fancy. Neutrals are better for charts and stuff because they don't have any implied meaning. They don't have any implied meaning. Gray doesn't have an implied meaning, and neither does brownish. If you put red in your chart, it's going to have an implied meaning. If you put green in your chart, it has an implied meaning. So I like neutrals, and I recommend them. Build a report in 20 minutes if you already know how to use Power BI. I know, it's exactly right. It's like there's a bit of implied knowledge here. that I think is interesting. This is why I'm not a huge fan of this tutorial. I've got another reason why I'm not a huge fan of this tutorial, and that is I don't think this is a good report. It's a nice, man. Okay, I could really. How much time do we have? All right, we've got a little bit of time. We're going to talk about why this isn't a good report. This is basically the end of the report. We've almost done it. We've got to spruce up our visuals. Do they really put drop shadow on? No, they do. Okay, select visual 2, this one. I'm just going to show you this. In the title section, change the title text to profit by month and year instead of sum of profit by year and month. Okay, so we'll do that. So we have to go over here, click the paintbrush, and then we go to general, and then we go to title, and then we change this. That's what they mean by that. I'm glad they were really clear about that, hey? Profit by year and month. So they say change this profit by year. Select visual 3 in the map styles. In the map styles, visual, map settings, style, grayscale. Change the title text to 16 point. Okay. And toggle shadow to on. Here's something I've literally never done in my whole life. Toggled shadow to on. Oh, look, it adds a shadow. Can you see that? Yeah. Drop shadows. How good are drop shadows, everybody? In Title 4, toggle shadow to on. Okay. We're toggling shadow. We're putting drop shadow in, folks. We need it. In selection, say show select all visual. In visual 5 on the selection controls, toggle select all, show select all. Slicer settings, selection, show select all. That gives this option at the top to select all or not. Okay. And increase the text size to 16 point. Text size. Where do I increase the text size? Here's a little tip. You can just find what you need here. So if you're like, is that in visual or in general? Or you just go text. And then you go, oh, but it's not text size. It's actually font size or whatever. Text. Here it is. Wait, is it the title? In the slicer header section, increase the text size. Yeah. So in the slicer header, we increase the text size to 16 point. Okay. Add a background shape for the title. Insert, say, they do the shape. Insert the shape. So they go file, go here, insert, shapes, rectangle, and then you put it here at the back. So that was just me jumping the gun there. Center back, and then you change the font color to white. So you go here, double, like I triple clicked on this to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So single click will select the word, triple click will select the whole thing, and then change it to white like that. See how we've got a nice neutral theme? I like the neutral theme, it's good. And that's the finished report. Is that, oh no, we didn't. It didn't tell us to put shadow on, but it wants us to put shadow on here too. Effects, shadow on. Some people don't like shadow. It actually gives them a headache and stuff. So now then you spend 4 hours rearranging everything to align up perfectly, because pushing pixels around is what we do really for a living here in Power BI World. And that is our completed report in exactly an hour that was supposed to take 20 minutes. Gee, I'm glad I didn't do any of the more complicated tutorials for this first stream, eh? We still got time. I'm going to talk to you about why this is a bad report. Remember how I said the most important thing is these questions? Which month and year had the most profit? Quick, tell me. Did you get to December 2014 as quickly? And we already spoke about that. So if you didn't get there, then you know there's a problem there. Okay. Where is the company seeing the most success by region? Go. Is it Paseo? Is it which one? Which one is the most successful? And then which product and segment should the company continue to invest in? Which one? Tell me which product and segment. Come on. Is it? And that's why this report sucks. And I said we were going to build awesome reports for this streaming series, and that is not an awesome report. So the reason why it sucks is because this is what you give it to the executive. This is what they're thinking, or whoever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be an executive. If someone asks you to build a report and they say which month and year had the most profit is one of their key questions, then this just meets the brief. This just meets the brief. Where is the company seeing the most success? This fails to meet the brief. Because first, what do you mean by success? And why have I decided that it's profit? What if success is growth? Did you ask? You didn't. Which product and segment should the company continue to invest in? What does this tell me about how I should invest in products and segments? It doesn't tell me anything. It shows me sales. So it doesn't answer the question. And if you build reports that don't answer the question, people won't like your reports and they won't use them. Simple as that. It's a sad truth of Power BI. Trust me, I've been doing it for 9 years. And every single report that I've seen in 9 years that people hate or don't use looks like this. Or maybe worse than this, to be honest. Definitely won't have drop shadows anyway. The secret. Do we have another secret to Power BI? Greg's rules of Power BI. Answer the question. That is my fourth rule of Power BI. Answer the question. And you know, it wouldn't be that hard to do. So let's have a second attempt really quickly, just for a couple of these, while we've got a little bit of time. All right. So how do we build a report if we're going to answer the question? Well, let's put the question. Let's put the question. That's the title. What does executive summary mean? That's a better title for a report, as far as I'm concerned. That's a pretty good title. That's a pretty good title for a report. For a report page, at least. So I'm going to do the others as well. Text box. Here's my second report page. Where is the company seeing the most success? Third page. I'll just copy and paste this, I reckon. This is notoriously difficult to copy and paste this visualization, so watch me fail a couple of times. Oh, no, I got it. Which product and segment should we continue to invest in? These are now proper report pages. And they don't have anything on them yet, and they're already better than that report. Which month and year had the most profit? So let's think about that. What's going to show me the most profit? Well, I want to know, like, well, what was our profit? So we've got that value, sum of profit. And it says which month and year had the most profit. So we need to know by month and year. Like I said, it pretty much met the first one kind of met the brief on this one. So we'll do something similar. I actually like this visualization better than the line chart. I think it's clearer. There's a visualization here called Smart Narrative. I'm just going to click on it and see what it says. It says, oh, I won't zoom like that. I'll zoom like this. Oh, I zoomed on the wrong thing. Oh my goodness. It says the summer profit trended up, resulting in a 300% increase between September and summer profit started trending up in July 2014. So this guy gives us some interesting kind of context that is related to this question. So I'm going to leave it. I think it's interesting. I don't think it's exactly right, but it's kind of cool. Now, what I'd probably do in this scenario as well is I'd probably create something that figured out which is the top one of these. So I wonder if I can do that. What would I put it in? Can I put it in like a card? A multi-row card? And then if I put the year and month in my multi-row card, and then I put the profit, and then I go, summer profit is, and what do we want to do? The filter by year month. Top one by profit. So now it's only showing the top 1 year by profit, and then the top 1 month by profit. You can apply only one top end filter. Well, that's fair enough. I wouldn't do it this way with these filters. I would actually create I'd create a measure that looked at this table and said the year that had the most profit is December 2014. The month and year had the most, and the profit was XYZ. That's how I would present that information. I'd have one more visual here. I'm not going to do it right now because it'll take a little bit of time. But maybe we'll put a card in and it just shows us our profit. And then maybe we'll put this like, can I rearrange things to make it a little bit? I think the most important visual is this one. So I'm going to put the most important visual top left. And I'm going to make it big because that's important. I think that's okay. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this for now. And maybe swap these two around because that's kind of got context. And then this is our big number, our BAN, our big ass number. All right. Big accurate number. Oh, we need to make that less wide. See, I told you spend all your time in Power BI rearranging visuals. This is all we do. Should I put in a drop shadow? Nah. Who needs a drop shadow? Do I need to put anything else in to answer this question? I don't think so. That answers the question. Except maybe the visual that actually that tells me that this one is the, why did it do that? That's interesting. Why is it taking me to a table? When I click, am I on drill mode? No. Have I got control down? Is that a bug that I don't know about? It should cross highlight. Why is it not? Have you seen that? I'm left clicking on the column chart and it's showing it as a table. It's doing this instead of cross highlighting. What am I missing? Have I done something silly? That's crazy. Can we highlight the December bar to show that? Yeah, so that's exactly what I was trying to do, Gaurav, right? So I'm trying to click on the, or could we, yeah. Oh, actually, no, what you're saying is, could we change the color of the December bar? That's a good idea. Conditional formatting. That's what I would do. I agree with you. I'd agree with you. I would create conditional formatting to highlight whichever one of these bars is the highest. And then that would answer that question. And that would be the end of that. All right, next one. Where is the company seeing the most success by country and region? So I don't know how useful the map is. Why don't we just create like another column chart? Like, what's wrong with that? And what does success mean? Total units sold? Is that success? Is profit success? Check interactions. Yeah, so someone was saying that maybe my interactions weren't working, and that's, but edit interactions wouldn't be affected by that. It's like I've got cross filtering. It's weirding me out. That's what's supposed to happen. When you click on it, it's supposed to just highlight the bar like that. Look at it. Where is the company seeing the most success? So I think we'll make the definition year-on-year growth is what I would say is the most success, which means you need to create another calculation for year-on-year growth, right? Which we could do. Maybe we'll do that next week. We'll turn the rest of this into an actually good report. I think we've run out of time because it's 12:01. I've been going for a little while. I want to keep going, but I need to do some real work, some proper work. So yeah, I think the point is made though, that if you've got a question, and this is a relatively simple question, answer the question. Don't do this. Don't create a blat of stuff on a page. Now, could you argue that this individually answers the question? If that's the case, if this individually answers the question, then put the question in the title of the visualization. Put it here. Put it here in the title. All right, I've got my question. Which month and year had the most profit? Now, if I just change the title of that visualization to that, and then I look at this visual, I immediately go, well, this isn't the right visual, because I have to concentrate too much to figure out that December has the most profit. It's not obvious that December was the one that has the most profit. That's my problem with this visual. We change it to a classic column chart, it gets slightly better. If we add, say, data labels, it might get slightly better. If we put in, and we got rid of the y-axis because it's not adding any value. That answers the question better, I would say. It's a bit busy, maybe. So can I turn down the density of the labels, the data labels? Does that work? Probably not. I only want to show basically the data label on the top one. That would work. And change the color of it. So that's what we're going to do next week. We're going to do the conditional formatting on this to make it work properly. And then I don't know if I can do that with the data label, but I definitely can do the conditional formatting. So we'll do that. And then we'll answer the other questions properly. Where is the company seeing the most success? What products and segments should the company continue to invest in? And I think that's an interesting one. And then we'll have an awesome report instead of just a crappy report using exactly the same data set. And then we'll move on to another report after we've done that. It's going to be fun, guys. It's going to be fun. But I got to go, unfortunately. So if you're have friends that are looking to learn Power BI, then come along for the ride. Send them to this video, and then they can just follow the videos along as we do them. I'm also going to do a video. I was thinking I'll do a video for like brand new people who'd never, like people you build the reports for, to be like, hey, you've been given a Power BI report. Here's how to navigate it. This is called a slicer. You can click on it and it will filter the report, all that kind of stuff. So like a Power BI for end users. So I might do that too. But we've got to go now. So have a good weekend, folks. We'll see you next week. I'm going to stream at least once a week. I'm thinking about doing more than one. If people like this, then I'll do more than one a week. But right now I'm just going to do one a week. I think that's enough. So, but if you do like it, then let me know. You know where to find me. I'll be here again. So hopefully we'll see you soon. Have a great one. Bye. Oh, I can do an outro video. I need an intro and an outro video, don't I? I really do. I'll just make some music. Stream is ending now.